Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Two Broke Gamers podcast. It's a brand new podcast talking about, of course, video games by two broke gamers because, we're broke, I guess, for now.
Yeah.
It is I, myself. My name is Ricky.
I'm Steve. How you doing? How you doing?
Yeah, and that's Steve. And we're hopefully going to do this podcast for however long we can.
Forever.
Forever. Yes, and we'll be talking about games, not just certain games, and not just video games in total. We could talk about old retro games, new games, gaming news, whether it has to be super serial, I guess you could say, or just like some clowny.
It's for
whatever.
pros and casuals. Let's be real.
Yeah, and even like MLG stuff and professional gaming esports. We can go into those subjects too. And like our show basically would be about just. Our first half would be about gaming news and our opinions on each of those stories, some of the major ones, because there's a ton of gaming news, and we do it at the end of the week at least.
And the best part is like video games, they always come out. Like they're always making video games. There's always news to talk about something.
Exactly, and especially with our spin and opinion on it, and it's, and it's not like we're better than anybody yet, like. Yeah, like we try to put our thing on an art.
We're like the best of the casuals.
Exactly.
Like I'm not a pro. Like I'll say it like straight up. I'm not a professional gamer. I don't claim to be, but like I could whoop some ass and smash. But I know that when it comes to playing, I will get whooped too.
Filthy casuals.
That's casuals.
So we're going to start off with the major story that's going to be next week. Oh, yeah, but before we even get to that, I did want to say we do want to take at least a half hour of just gaming news and such, and another half of just our opinion on one topic. And we'll tease our second topic because our show's going to be split up in two shows on YouTube, 2 episodes per week at the end of the week where we do kind of a recap review of the major stories and the most like pertinent topic to us to talk about at the time. To tease our second half hour, that would be the E3 and what we can talk about mostly, but mostly it's about the Smash Bros. Invitational and how big of a deal that's going to be.
Yes.
So E3, to begin on that topic, is going to be next week, starting basically on June 9th, I believe, because I think or June 8th, June 8th, because June 9th is a Tuesday, because Wednesday is the 10th, and I only remember the 10th because that's the big Smash Bros. Event thing, but E3, I don't know if it's really as big as it used to be, because I still remember days where, we didn't have internet, and you had to rely on a magazine to tell you like a month later what was happening. But
I mean, I also used to go to like G4 when they used to be a channel. I used to watch G4 because they were like, cover everything E3, watch now, and I was like, yes, I got all my E3 news, But I've been watching it on the internet for the past couple years.
Yeah, and I still consider it a big deal. I don't know if people think it's a big deal because everything gets released on the internet anyway.
Right, it's like it's one of those things that they'll say it in E3. And then 5 seconds later, someone's got a story already. It's like, whatever.
Yeah, and then plus, most of everything in E3 is rumors. Like, and nobody really knows what's true or what's going to be, like, what's going to show up. Like, people think that Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to be announced there, and there's already reports denying that. And
I feel like Kingdom Hearts 3 was already announced, though, wasn't it?
It was, but nothing's shown. Like,
right,
just the logo's been shown.
That's why I love, like, the couple months before E3, because people come up with all these crazy theories and rumors about what's going to happen at E3, like what we were talking about.
Yeah, but then you're hyping yourself up.
That's great, because you live up to the hype or you get knocked down.
So as far as the schedule for E3, which, one is more interesting than the other, because you have the official conferences that come out from all the big companies, the ones that have the consoles or the big companies that are releasing the games. Starting off on Monday, June 9th, Microsoft's going to be starting 9:30 Pacific time. Another thing I love about E3 Pacific time, I could, 12 o'clock, I'm good.
Yeah, I could wake up late and be like, I didn't miss anything. Nice.
Yeah, tune into Microsoft. Sony decided to go late again this year, though. So Microsoft's starting at 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock Pacific time. You can, I guess, adjust your times there. We're in the East Coast, so it'd be about like 12:30 Eastern time, correct? 1, 2, yep, 3.
Yes, 12.
Yeah, 12 o'clock. 12 p.m. Pacific time, Electronic Arts is going to be going on the stage and showing for 2 hours. Which
really?
I don't. Yeah, I mean, what does EA have to show for 2 hours? Like,
the new Madden game.
Yeah, the new updated roster. You're paying $60 for.
Yeah. Maybe we might add one new feature every 5 years.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Who knows?
I'm not gonna bash them.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not gonna bash the company, but
yeah, I know.
I mean, they also do have other games.
Yeah, they have a ton of other games, of course. But I mean, for 2 hours, I mean, you got to show a lot of cinema and a lot. And that's hopefully there's not a lot of boring talk. You know, that's another thing that sometimes it kills, sometimes it works, and hopefully they don't have a horrible comedian, ruining the entire event too. That's a big,
Yeah.
Ubisoft is going to be doing an hour.
I was just about to ask when Ubisoft was going because they usually have some pretty big releases.
Definitely. Like, for some reason, they surprised me. A lot of people don't like Ubisoft, and I understand why. And a lot of people don't like Electronic Arts either. People don't like EA. But Ubisoft, they at least keep it short and sweet, and they have games that kind of excite you. Yeah. Even like with Child of Light, which was like really a sleeper hit. Even though people loved the visuals of the game, nobody really knew how big of the game it actually would be, and it actually turned out really big.
Right, and I also like, as much as I used to like the Assassin's Creed series, and every single game they come out with, I start to hate it a little bit more because they all start to just like, really, the American Revolution, really, pirates, like, okay, so I wonder what they're gonna come out with next, because I'm pretty sure they're still not done with the Assassin's Creed series. But
no, they're I don't know if they're still gonna be on the schedule of one game every year, which can kind of make the series boring at some point, which could kill them. But
I do like the cinematics, so I like watching the trailers for them. I'm just so tired of Assassin's Creed. I don't care.
But then there's Rayman. Yeah. And then, like I said, Sony ending off the day at 6:00 with another late conference. To end the E3, I guess, festivities for the conferences. And then Tuesday, the only single person or single company left after that is Nintendo. But they're not even doing a live show this year again. The second time.
Are they doing another direct?
Yeah, they're doing another direct, which is
E3 direct.
Yeah, they're not. They're actually trying not to call it a direct this year.
But everyone knows it as a Nintendo Direct at this point. So
yeah, and so that schedule's good, but I don't think. According to reports that Satoru Iwata, the chief operating officer of Nintendo of Japan, and of course Nintendo everywhere, is not going to be able to be in California.
Right, he's got some kind of physical problem that he's skipping out on it.
Yeah, apparently under his doctor's advisement, he is not going to be going to E3, which doesn't mean you're not going to see him, because I mean they film this stuff obviously in Japan for the direct.
Right.
So, or the online video event that they're calling.
He just won't be there in person. Boo-hoo.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, but who knows why? Some people are like, it's an excuse. It's a failing company. He doesn't want to show his face. Like, no, dude. I mean, come on, really? Like, if this
is a big year. This is a big E3 for Nintendo with Smash and all that stuff coming out. Like, they had that. I'm not. We'll talk about this stuff later, but I just don't see this being a year that he would just skip because it's a failing company. Like,
yeah, and
they got some pretty interesting news. Yeah. They got some pretty big rumored games coming up.
So yeah,
but I love the hype because we don't know if it's real or not.
Yeah, that's the thing too, man. That's the problem. That's the thing with E3. There's so much hype, but then you don't want it to be let down. It's like, oh, dude, I was expecting this. Why didn't this come out? But so now with like I said, they filmed that stuff in Japan for Nintendo, but the Twitch stream for E3 is a much different story than what I just talked about here, where it's much more specific to what it is, where it shows a lot of events happening. It's going on. Like I said, Tuesday was a big major one, but then on Twitch's E3 stream, there's a lot more coming out that they're going to be showing, which is like an all-day event from 10 in the morning. I'm guessing Pacific time still, to about 5 in the afternoon, where a lot of companies are going to be announcing different things, and that's it. Like Xbox One, Microsoft has a lot of announcements going on for E3, where Sony doesn't have that much.
Yeah.
So, and that could that may change the tides, especially with Microsoft's decision to kill the Kinect for the Xbox One for the future. So
good. I mean, I have friends who have, because I still haven't bought an Xbox One. I haven't gone next gen yet.
Because we're broke.
Well, yeah, that's why we're two broke gamers. But still, like, I haven't bought the Xbox One. I haven't got a Wii U. I haven't got a PS4. Like, I'm still on previous gen. I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
So, but like, I have a lot of friends who have the Xbox One. They're like, I still don't use the Kinect. I'm like, yeah, okay.
And that was the thing. I mean, Xbox had a backpedal so much from last year's E3. Now, or even before that. No. Yeah, it was from E3 from last year.
E3 is when they announced Xbox One and DRM, PS4 and all that stuff.
And the DRM with Xbox and everything else, and where like Sony completely like shitted on everything they do.
Yeah, were just like, hey, this is how you share games.
Yeah,
Here you go.
That was great. And that's how everybody knew they won on E3. They won.
They won on E3. And then Xbox had to go make a whole bunch of changes.
Yeah, they had a backpedal heavily, like, oh yeah, you know what, the DRM, we're gonna we're fine on that, we're cool. I mean, depends on the company, but we're cool. You don't have to worry about that. unlocked, region locked. No, you don't have to worry about that. No, every region. You could buy a game from another country. You're good. You're good with that.
Yeah, but basically the Sony's what's the word I'm thinking of here? Prototype. So Sony's prototype of the PS4 just absolutely crushed the prototype of the Xbox One.
Yeah,
so Microsoft had to go back and pretty much change everything about the Xbox One.
Yeah, and which is why I think they're going back to a game route, because the Xbox One's last year's E3 was everybody was like, oh, okay, so is this
it's a home entertainment system?
Yeah, is this just a TV system? I'm watching TV through my Xbox. What about the games? What about Halo? What about And I mean, they did announce a Halo last week, which was pretty big news. With Halo 5, but it's going to come out next year.
Yeah, it's just hype.
But
it's the hype train is already starting.
But there is rumors, of course, that Halo 1 through 4 is going to be re-released on the Xbox One.
I heard that, and they're going to make like a collector's edition that's all the Halos, including Halo 5. Actually, like I heard they're going to come out with one big master collection of all the Halos and ODST and everything, and just
the Master Chief Collection.
Yeah, that's what it's called. The Master Chief Collection. It's just a rumor. It's just a rumor. Start the hype train now. I'm the conductor. Woo, woo, let's go. But still, it's just a rumor.
I did not even know. I kind of skimmed through it. I was like,
it was called the Master Chief Collection.
I kind of skimmed it. I was like, I mean, that wasn't my type of game. I mean, I still haven't played it. I still want to play Halo one of these days in my life. But
I enjoy Halo, but I'm not one of those people that's super try hard at it. Like, I play with my friends. Like, we'll get together and have a bunch of. Actually, we used to do a lot of Xbox. Halo 2 lands. Excuse me, Halo 2 lands. So we used to all play that, and it was fun. I was always terrible, so I was always like last pick. I'm like, yeah, save me for last pick. And one time they made me captain, and I screwed up the team so horribly. I drafted all kinds of wrong, and we got smashed. But that's off topic. Beyond off topic.
So no, but going back to the Xbox One and the PS4 and stuff, like the PS4 obviously won so much from E3's like hype that it continued on to when it released, so much so that it outsold both consoles that were out in the market at the time, the Wii U and the Xbox One, by a lot. Like there was even both for the sales of the Wii U and the Xbox One combined, like it was not touching the PS4. And the PS4 meanwhile didn't really have too many exclusive games. Like they had a few upgraded titles, like some of the sports games. They had a handful of exclusives, and they don't come to mind because I really haven't paid attention to it much.
I'm not on that flow, so I don't really know. I haven't been paying attention.
But people really like it, and I don't know if they play it as much as they're playing their old consoles, or if people even made that move yet. But now that Xbox is going to be going they're going in right now on all these games.
Well, Titanfall kind of destroyed. Like Titanfall, I heard is an amazing game. I still haven't played it because, like I said, I'm still previous gen. But all my friends are head moding Titanfall right now. Yeah, like months. Like it's been like 2 or 3 months since Titanfall. I don't even know, and they're just they're on that game constantly.
But you know what though? It's also released for the Xbox 360. Because that's another thing too. So a lot of people could still be playing it.
Yeah, they're all playing another one.
Yeah, because that's the thing. I haven't looked at the sales for that, but I don't know if they're playing on their one on the 360 or on PC. Because on PC that was a major.
That's
download.
Right. It is on PC.
Yeah.
I considered getting it for PC, and then I just like.
Yeah, that power though, and
it's a lot of space.
And that memory, 50 gigs.
A lot of space.
50 gigs on that game. But another interesting thing, and Nintendo had talked about their Direct, of course, and then they announced 2 events that they're going to talk about, which was the Smash Bros. Invitational and Smash Bros. Itself. So they're going to talk about a lot of things. I don't know if they were going to do it public stream or not. I believe they are, because according to the Twitch schedule, there's definitely some other things which I want to get to. But there was another one that they were going to announce that nobody knows about. That's for the 3DS. And then, of course, there's rumors about that NFC type thing where they're going to have that near-field communication games, kind of like Skylanders or Disney Infinity type of deal. But it's not just those figures wouldn't be constrained to one game. It'd be, it could go all across any multiple games.
Which I still don't know how I feel about this.
But people are thinking, that could be also related to downloadable content. Because if Nintendo is like so kind of against downloadable content, like the way it is right now with how basically every console and PC, how downloadable content is, that their figure could actually be downloadable content where, you could buy a figure, it looks cool on your desk or something, and you could use it to play something or get something extra out of a game.
Yeah. I mean, in a way, yes. but in another way, no.
Why so?
Because I feel like it's just I don't know. I don't see why you have to go out to the store to get DLC. I feel like the whole thing about DLC is staying at home and just downloading it from your thing.
Yeah, from the internet. Don't even have to
from your console. Like the way that Nintendo does DLC now is just go to the eShop and download it from the eShop.
Nintendo's really open about it. It's starting to get open about DLC. Like they started it with the Wii, but nowadays, I mean, they have a season pass starting with Mario Tennis on the 3DS, and that was like an eye opener for a lot of people. They kind of did that on the low, which was funny. The Wii Sports, funny enough, the Wii Sports Club, because they were I don't know if a lot of people know it or if you know that they re-released Wii Sports, but as a downloadable thing where you didn't have to get the whole game. Just like when you first got a Wii, you got all the sports.
Yeah, you got
games.
that little free disc that was just like, here's Wii Sports. Like, yes.
Yeah, but instead you could download whatever games you want. You could download it as a pass where you have an all-day pass, 24 hours. You pay like $2 or $3 or whatever, and you can play the game all day. Or you can pay for like $10 and you have the game forever, or supposedly forever.
See, I don't like the renting a game kind of concept.
I mean, if you're gonna like buy the game and say you have people over, because that's a thing still. People, have people over to play video games still.
Hey guys, come over. We can do Wii bowling together. Like,
yeah,
awesome. Best day of my life.
And like,
I used to do that in like middle school.
But I think there's people still that do it. I don't know.
No, like it's not Wii Sports, but we do have, like I said, my friends and I have Halo lands where it's like, hey guys, come over, we're gonna have a Halo tournament.
Or even,
nice. Or a Smash tournament. Nice.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Yeah, so it's different. It depends on the game.
Yeah, but now they're gonna release it on disc, and I'm like, freaking really? Like I downloaded like both, like 2 out of the sports. I liked no, I only downloaded 1. I downloaded the bowling, which was like awesome, and you could play it online, which was even better.
I still have my original Wii Sports game anyway.
But I always wanted to get the baseball because the baseball was awesome.
Is this for Wii U?
Yeah, this for Wii U.
Okay.
They're gonna release the disc now. Which is like, oh, really? And now, and it also is going to come with baseball and boxing because they only released the first 3, and the other 2 games are going to come later. They had tennis,
tennis, bowling, and baseball, probably.
No, tennis, bowling, and golf.
Oh, golf.
Because they held back the boxing and the baseball, and now it's going to come out later on this month.
Okay.
So, and where I was going with that, I don't remember. But for downloadable content, that's why. So
yes. Back on topic.
Downloadable content. Nintendo's starting to get into that, and especially with the Nintendo, what the heck was it called, NES Remix, where it was all downloadable. It's not going to become on physical disc, even though it is in Japan, and that's the iffy thing with Nintendo. Where I'm trying to get at, finally, Japan, and especially like as a whole so far, like as the gamer culture, they don't. Supposing from other topics, I don't know this personally from other people that say this, that they're not so big on the downloadable content, which is why like a lot of companies release their games as a whole on a disc or however as is. Which is why Nintendo's releasing, Wii Sports, Club on a disc. And the same thing with the 2 NES remixes called Famicom Remix in Japan. They're releasing that on a disc in Japan. Mm-hmm. When meanwhile, we're only getting it as a download here in the US.
Okay. I just hope that I just hope they don't do because there is a wrong way to do downloadable content. I feel like characters is a wrong way to do it. Marvel's Capcom, they have downloadable characters. Mortal Kombat 9 had downloadable characters like Freddy Krueger and Scar. Like, I feel like that's the wrong way to do it.
Really? But what if they did that for Smash?
I would be so mad because I'd feel like you're making me pay for extra characters that should be in the game anyway.
Like that, but that's the other thing too. That's why a lot of people don't like the limitation between the Wii U and the 3DS version of Smash Bros, which we can get into a little bit. Well, actually, that's a different topic we'll get into later. But but the Smash Bros 3DS and Wii U versions are gonna have the same character roster,
right?
Which is good. But then the Wii U version we know is capable of downloadable content, so is the 3DS. So people, I've read a lot of feedback where people don't mind downloadable content as long as they get the characters that they want and they're willing to pay for it. Like say if Jigglypuff didn't make it in Smash Bros, people would want to download him.
People would riot.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Like people would riot.
Or Mewtwo finally, because that's a whole big thing about Mewtwo. People would pay for him too.
I don't see the big deal about Mewtwo because I played Melee and Mewtwo is kind of trash.
Oh, dude, you're gonna get people commenting on.
No, I love as a Pokemon fan. I love Mewtwo. He's one of my favorite. He's actually voted one of the most overhyped next to Charizard, but still, like, don't worry. I'm a Mewtwo fan. I like Mewtwo. He's cool and he's powerful and everything. It's just in Smash, in Melee, the game, he was trash tier. He did no damage. He had no finishing moves. He was just bad.
No, well, a lot of people are good at look at Mewtwo King.
All right, well, I'm just saying.
You know,
he was one of the exceptions who could use the character. There was majority of people couldn't use the character.
So going back to E3 and ending the topic on that, not a lot of Microsoft Studios unannounced titles announced, of course, with some Killer Instinct. A lot of companies doing it themselves. Sony's got a few games in there, like their H1Z1. They're basically their that DayZ.
Yeah, it sounds like a zombie game.
Yeah,
it
sounds
like
almost,
a disease.
Yeah, it's just like DayZ, but like for
DayZ
Sony.
is actually a really cool game.
Yeah,
I mean, I love going off topic, but it's so bad. DayZ's a cool game. It's like that's how zombie games should be.
Yeah, our
survival.
Our impromptu review. What would you give it?
It's still really rough. It's still really
rough.
Wait,
is it still a final game or is it?
No, it's still like they're still adding to it.
Wow.
They're letting people play it as they add to it. So it's like every couple months or so they add more to it. But hey, I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, but the weird thing, and like going back to Nintendo too, at E3, they talked about, like I said, the possible whatever game for 3DS that's supposed to take up, this time, that's not going to be aired or maybe aired, whatever the case may be for Nintendo. But one of them, of course, is Smash. The other one we don't know. But there's two other unannounced titles that's going to be shown on stream, on the Twitch stream. I believe it's Wednesday and Thursday. There's one 210 Nintendo unannounced title, and then on Thursday I believe it's another one. And it's like, well, what are these games now?
Well, you and I kind of had a little bit of a theory about one of them.
Zelda, right?
Majora's Mask.
Yeah, the Majora's Mask,
because they already released Ocarina of Time for 3DS. So,
and then of course Majora's Mask being hinted in the latest Zelda game, A Link Between Worlds, where and I got the Nintendo administrators on my ass for that. That was awful. Because I posted the picture of Link behind the Majora's Mask on the wall, because in the A Link Between Worlds you can walk on walls or whatever.
Yeah.
So, and there's a Majora's Mask in Link's house. So it's just like everybody, and I remember when the Miiverse came to the 3DS, I was one of the first few people that said, all right, how many people are gonna post Link behind Majora's Mask? And I did it, and I got a lot of likes from it, or not likes, sorry, because it's Miiverse, so they have the version of
the equivalent of likes.
Yeah, which is yes.
Yeah.
So and I got the administrators going, this is a spoiler. We don't want people. I'm like, wait, hold on.
You can post spoilers if you tag it as spoiler.
Yeah, but
though.
I didn't think that was a spoiler.
Right, I wouldn't. It's whatever.
Yeah, but like I was tagged for like not putting the spoiler tag, and I'm like, but dude, it's like in the first that you see it in the corner of the game when you first
load
start.
up the game and it's there.
Yeah, but but if that's the hint that they're gonna get from Majora's Mask and it's right there, blatant in your face, you can walk right behind it, and you're basically wearing the mask. Where are we getting the 3DS remake of Majora's Mask? Because look, we got the remake of the Wind Waker on Wii U.
Yeah, and also if you want to go to Nintendo loving to throw out hints for future games, Pokemon X and Y had like 10 hints as to the Hoenn region, which is Ruby Sapphire.
That's
and
true.
Once they just announced the Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby. I'm not sure if I screwed that up, but I'm pretty sure that's it. So I'm excited for that too.
True,
but Nintendo just loves to throw hints out to games.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll see where that goes there. Speaking just a little bit more Nintendo, Mario Kart Wii U. It's not Mario Kart Wii U, it's Mario Kart Wii or Mario Kart 8, which is the newest one, which sold a lot.
Yes,
it sold a lot in a weekend. 1.2 million units sold worldwide the first weekend that it was out, which I think is one of the biggest selling games that the Wii U's had so far, because they haven't sold, I don't even think they sold 1 million in a lot of their games yet, honestly.
Because a lot of their games haven't been worthy of selling that many.
Yeah, I mean, a few of them have. I mean, there's some games. I mean, I think Mario 3D World is really a good game for people to buy.
All right, I'll give you that one. That hasn't sold?
And
I feel like that has sold. Did that not sell?
It sold well, but for whoever owns the Wii U, you know what I mean. But then there's also people who will buy the Batman Arkham Asylum, but that's if they don't have the other consoles. Yeah. Which if they have the other consoles, why are they going to bother? Yeah. But I couldn't really name you a top game on the Wii U, and if it was a top game, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a first party game, which is what that we can get into that subject another time too, about how how it's.
Well, I think Nintendo's going in the right direction with the Wii U now.
Especially with Mario Kart.
They just came out with Mario Kart. They're coming out with Smash. And I know they're eventually going to come out with a Mario Party game, which for some reason they're on like, what are they on, Mario Party 27 or something?
Dude, I don't even know.
I don't even care. But people still buy those games. People still love Mario Party.
Yeah,
I personally hate Mario Party. I played the first like 4, and then after a while I started losing friends because I would yell at everybody. But hey,
dude, I think I played the first 2, but I mean, Nintendo seems to be going in the right direction so far. But everybody knew the 2 biggest games were going to be Mario Kart 8 and Smash Bros.
Because they have been on the 64 and on the GameCube and on the Wii. Like, it's just how it's been. Those are your top 2 sellers.
And those are the ones that sold every system, every console.
Exactly.
But now, what's going to happen with Bayonetta? Is that going to sell? Bayonetta 2, is X going to sell whenever that gets made, or whatever other indie games that are going to be coming out? Who knows about those? And then, of course, the third-party games, if they're going to sell, like Watch Dogs, if that ever does come out on the Wii U, which they say, okay, we're going to focus on the Wii U now, even though it's out already on other consoles, but you can still get it for the Wii U a couple of months from now.
Yeah. I've heard good things about the game, so.
Yeah, I heard amazing things about the about Watch Dogs. I haven't played it myself because I'm broke.
But yeah, we're going back to the theme of the show. 2 broke guys who don't have consoles.
You get it now, guys. Have we beat it to your head yet? Moving on to other things that are not announced at E3 that was announced beforehand. The Xbox One was updated June 3rd to now accept external storage, which would be external hard drives through the USB 3.0 slot, which is good. But I don't know if that'll hold up for the future of gaming in the next couple of years, because superiority not the superior, but the superior thing connection would be like a PC where you have the SATA connectors to an internal hard drive in computer. Like that's the fastest connection. A USB connection to play a game doesn't it doesn't really make sense to me, because eventually it's gonna get slow.
Yeah.
And especially with the data transfer that you're going to have to,
basically, let me get this right. Like, what I'm thinking in my head might not be what's actually happening.
Yeah, go ahead.
You're putting a game on a USB, plugging into a 360 and playing a game off a USB?
Yeah, like not a USB, but USB wire, yes, but, through an external hard drive.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you're connecting hard drive to the Xbox through a USB wire.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, whatever.
You don't care about that?
No. Actually, that sounds pretty cool. It's you can store more games.
But
I know a lot of people who just don't buy physical copy anymore.
Yeah, and that's starting to dial too. But as far as like the speeds that are concerned with the USB wire, there's still limitations where there's other things that are faster. USB 3.0 is much faster than 2.0. You give it that. Yeah. But then how long could that last if you're playing an intense game like that? Or any game that's intense and takes a lot of memory and loads a lot, to where it's not going to affect your gameplay in any way,
Lag, yeah. No, I think that'll be, I think it'll work out. I don't know for how long, you're right. Maybe, a game like Titanfall might not be the best thing to do through a USB wire.
Yeah.
But I think a smaller game might work out just fine.
True. Now, meanwhile, the PS4 still has no external storage yet. I mean, there may be in the future. I don't know. But they're still like, hey, you can change the internal hard drive if you have to, like the PS3. So,
yeah, well, I mean, the Xbox 360 had that. Your hard drive was on top. So when you filled that up, you took it off and put a new one on.
Yeah. So and I mean, and the PS2 was when I started it with the hard drive. That was like a new thing, like the hard drive for a video game. What happened to the memory cards?
Didn't PS2 still have memory cards though?
Yeah, it had memory cards, but then they had the hard drive as the an internal hard drive that didn't come with the system or the console, but it's optional. You could definitely connect the hard drive.
Because I was like, I don't remember my PS2 having a hard drive.
Dude, you open the back and it's like it says it HDD, the internal hard drive.
Oh, yeah. I never knew. It's something I never knew. Today I learned that the PS2 had a hard drive.
Well, as hard drive space that you can buy.
Hard drive space, right? But but I never knew that was a thing.
Yeah, and still speaking on the Xbox One, Xbox last year had talked about, I believe it was last year or a while back, that the Xbox One controller would have support for the Xbox One controller for the PC, And they have released the other day the drivers to now do that. So if anybody was ever interested in doing that, now you can. So yay.
Download your drivers, people.
Yeah, and we're going to go through Flash mode now, going through other stories, because we're about to hit 30-minute mark, which you just did.
Well, remember, we had
because
29 left from
yeah, but you know what, though, too? I mean, we could go over certain things if you feel like there's some
It doesn't have to be exactly half an hour. No sticklers.
Yeah, exactly. And especially, hopefully, this will be interesting for you guys that we're still going with this. So... going back to PC gaming, GOG, good old gaming, company that's been around for a long time, selling like good old school games for download that, it's like impossible to play on like newer PCs, like, like Wolfenstein or something like that, like an example where, let me try to play that Windows DOS, like, or Windows 95, like, version of the game on my...
Ski-free, yeah!
Yeah, oh, dude, if they...
Ski-free.
Dude, if they had ski-free, I would actually really buy that. I would spend my money on ski-free.
I would never spend money on ski-free.
Dude, ski-free is amazing. You're bugging.
And you could never win. That game was frustrating. You could never win. No.
Dude, I just want to get eaten by the bottle snowman. That's it. Because that animation was freaking awesome, dude. But GOG, because they have old school games that, you can't find drivers for.
Yeah.
Why play on an old PC? Like, playing a Windows 95 game on Windows 7 or 8 is, like, not possible. But, they re-released these games for download so you could play it on newer consoles. And now GOG is actually going to be releasing their own version of Steam where, like, which is optional. Because they still have the website you could buy the games and download from DRM free. So you're not really trapped like in Steam where it's like, it's our game, you play it through our thing and that's it. GOG's like, okay, yeah, you can have this this program or this what the heck would you call that? This interface that you could download from and everything and play PC games, but that's optional because you can still, you could play with anybody on any, server. If somebody had Steam games and you had the same exact game from Steam for good old gaming, I mean, you can play each other,
I like what Steam does, though. I like that you have to play the games through Steam. Like, but also, the reason I like Steam is because I have games downloaded to Steam and I know that, like, my computer just fried. My hard drive fried last night and I'm very upset. But I know that when I replace my hard drive, I re-download Steam, and all my games are right there.
And the saves, depending on the game, the saves too.
Exactly. So my achievements, all my stuff is still there, so I'm not worried about it. So I support this. It's like a Steam for old games you can't get anymore. I like it.
And but Steam, I mean, as much as I love it, I hate it because my wallet like hates my life for Steam, and I can't. I mean, I'm not.
Those summer sales are too strong.
I'm not that bad as a lot of people are, where they have like hundreds of games.
I have one friend. I'm not gonna blast him, but I know him. He has like 10 or 12 Steam games that he has downloaded like years ago that he still hasn't played. He bought them just because they were like $2, $3 on a Steam sale, and he was just like, "Yeah, I bought this game. I haven't played it yet. I plan on it someday." Like,
yeah.
Why would you buy a game you don't really have intentions of playing?
And I don't know if Steam ever made that. Like, they had the idea of let's sell games super cheap, have people buy it, and never play it. Like, you never know. That might have been a massive plan.
They're winning.
Oh yeah. But then are the developers winning? That's what you also have to think about too, because the developers like, wait, we're gonna sell this game for $10. Why is it going on sale for like $2.50? Wait a minute, I
think the developers still make some kind of money.
Yeah, I mean they had to change some rules to a point where developers can now change the prices for themselves if they choose to as well now, so they don't they're like, well, what the hell, versus okay, I can control this now and still make money off of the game we made.
I mean, I did make mistakes. Excuse me, I got something on my throat. No, I did make mistakes. I bought Worms because all my friends were like, "Yo, we're buying Worms," and I was like, "Nice, I'll buy Worms too. I'll play with my friends. We'll play Worms," and we all bought Worms, and we played it one night, and I have never been back on Worms.
Dude, that was like when I bought on the 3DS that freaking Zelda game that was for free for a weekend that we all played like once, and then that was it.
No, Chris Craig and I played it for a while.
Yeah, that's
Chris Craig and I almost beat that game, the Four Swords.
Yeah, and then we tried it all together another time.
That was actually so much fun.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What the hell is it called? The Four Swords.
Four Swords. I just said Four Swords.
Adventures.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, it was me, you, Chris Craig, and Andrew. We played that game for a little while.
Yeah, there's people that we talk to outside this place, by the way.
Yeah, we do have other friends that we play games with. Thank you.
And giving shout outs to people, I guess.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat 10, we got to talk about that too.
Yes.
Another announcement for E3, which I think there's going to be more announcements talked about at E3, but they definitely gave out a whole freaking scene, man.
Yo, I'm not even gonna lie to you. When I saw that trailer for Mortal Kombat 10, I thought I was watching a movie. That was so legit.
And of course, I don't know if anybody had spoilers on it, so I don't know. I mean, if you want to see what happens, then watch the video.
It's a minute long trailer, like
that someone dies
spoilers.
in.
What kind of spoilers? Who hasn't watched it yet? If you haven't watched it, go watch it because we're gonna talk about this.
Sub-Zero.
I'm mad. Usually you'd think that they would have like Sub-Zero shoot an ice ball and Scorpion either shoot fire or shoot like his hook out, and that's how you would end the trailer, like as they collide. But no, they have Scorpion actually kill Sub-Zero in the trailer. I'm actually kind of mad.
I mean. I think it's worse than when they killed Johnny Cage because it wasn't
kill Johnny Cage. I don't like Johnny Cage.
Dude, Johnny Cage was amazing, dude. He was the dude. Especially when I was a kid, like when we were younger, we were like, dude, Johnny Cage, how is he dead?
I could talk about Mortal Kombat for hours. I hate Johnny Cage. I hate like Bo Raicho. I hate a lot of like stupid characters.
But when they killed off Johnny Cage, it wasn't even like they just put it in words. Like we actually had to see Sub-Zero get killed.
Yo,
you know what I mean?
watch him like it's pretty graphic. Like you watch Scorpion literally behead Sub-Zero and like nail his head to a tree. Like, oh my god.
But then it would have to be a fatality, you hope, right?
Maybe.
And
Actually, yeah, doesn't he? I thought he uses like Sub-Zero's spine ripping fatality on him. That's kind of lame.
Yeah.
That's kind of betrayal.
Yeah, right. But still, Scorpion's still in the game. I mean, come on. As long as he still has the voice.
Scorpion is like the poster boy of Mortal Kombat now.
It was like him and Sub-Zero.
I always thought Liu Kang should have been the poster boy.
But you know what? I think they wanted Liu Kang.
They did want Liu Kang.
But like people like Sub-Zero and Scorpion.
They like the ninjas because the ninjas are awesome. And so it's like I can prove to you why Scorpion is the poster boy. Injustice. The only Mortal Kombat character in Injustice is Scorpion.
There you go. That's like, what it is.
I feel like if Mortal Kombat's gonna throw a random character in games, it's gonna be Scorpion. As much as the fans love Sub-Zero too. Yeah. Scorpion just seems to have an edge.
So now we got that. We got Ubisoft that announced, because they're going to be talking about this more at E3 too, the Tetris Ultimate, which is supposed to be like the final Tetris ever.
Oh boy, Tetris, guys. Put your pants on.
And even to a point where Thursday during Twitch's stream of E3, the man who created Tetris, Alexei Pajitnov, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Sorry for butchering your name.
Sorry, man. But I know all these years I seen his name on the credits, and it's like I never know how to pronounce his name, but I'm gonna play the game. But apparently this is like gonna be the final one. Like that's it. It's gonna have everything, and it's gonna be the ultimate. That's why it's Tetris Ultimate.
At the end of the day, it's still Tetris. I can get it on my phone. Good.
But I still like the Game Boy one. That's my opinion. The Wii one was pretty good too. When it came out, a couple of years ago.
And don't get me wrong, I like Tetris. I like puzzle games, and I can only play Tetris for so long. Like I'm not gonna go spend $60 on the ultimate Tetris collection. It's not my cup of tea.
One final note: Batman Arkham Knight, which amazed people, which is supposed to be a next-gen Batman game in the Arkham series, has been delayed until next year. It had a release time of this year, but now it's like, nope, sorry, y'all. So we gotta wait till next year for that one. Don't know why, but hey, it is what it is.
They like to delay games. It happens a lot. You see that a lot in games. They're like, oh, we're releasing for the summer. Summer comes. Try for winters. Winter comes next year.
Watch Dogs is like
Watch Dogs got delayed like a year.
No, like a couple of months. Like it was supposed to be released on
They
November.
had the trailer for that last E3.
Yeah.
Everyone got so hyped. It looked like that game was coming close to completion. They showed you the first like mission, the first scene, and was like, wow, this game must be pretty well in. And they delayed that game an entire year.
Yeah.
Not an entire, like, you're right. They delayed it a couple months, but like I said, they had footage of that game ready at E3 last year.
Yeah.
So that game just came out.
Yeah. So, and that was the thing. It was supposed to come out in November, I believe. September, October, somewhere in the fall-ish type of thing. And then they were like, oh, no, we got to delay that. Our bads. So, yeah, it's the same thing with even GTA 5. That was delayed a couple of months, too.
I hate that game.
You hate it?
I'm tired of GTA.
Oh, really?
So I know I'm going to get so many people like, how dare you? Like, I don't care. I played so many GTA games that like.
But there's only like 7, 8 of them, 9 of them, maybe.
But then there's like Liberty City and San Andreas.
But I'm counting those too. Like, of course, it's the main 5.
I had fun on them, but like after a while, it's just like, oh no, steal a car, kill a guy, run from the cops. No.
There's missions, man. There's story.
But like, all right, congratulations. Your story's a little bit different from the other one. Either way, it's drugs and killing people.
True. Moving on to the topic of esports. Just two little mentions real quick. Because I know Steve.
I am a huge fan of the LCS, the League of Legends Championship Series. I follow it religiously. And I wish I could get into OGN a little bit more. That's like the Korean scene because those guys are really good.
Mm-hmm. And I'm more of a fan of the esports versus I'm into the fighting scene where like Street Fighter, Smash. Right, I'm into that mostly. Yeah. So.
I like that stuff too, and I'll watch it when it's on. I'm always like not aware when it's on. You're always like, hey, there's a thing. I'm like, oh, cool, I'll watch it now. Like, I'm always missing that.
So we did want to talk about the a few League of Legends pros suspended.
Right. These they're kind of former pros.
Now
they are down in the challenge. Well, they were former pros at the time too. They went down to the Challenger Series because their team got relegated because they were in the big scene. But no, Nuke Duck and Mithy, they toxic players online. And they trash talk too much. They made their teammates feel horrible in games. Every single, I think they said 30% of games, they were either cursing at their team, racial slurs. Like, there's not a place for that. So they actually got released from their teams. So because they were suspended for the rest of the season, which there's no point having guys in your team for the rest of the season that they're suspended. So they actually got released from the Ninjas in Pajamas. It's an awesome name.
That is an awesome name. So hey, people got to regulate their esports. That's what it is. Because that's a theme, and I've noticed not even in just the LOL, but in Smash and in Street Fighter, like it's just a lot of respect, and just treat everybody like the same, and just like you could trash talk and everything, but at the end of the day, just be cool to each other and just be chills. At the end of the day, it's just a game, right?
Definitely. It's just. It's one of those things that I'm not the nicest person online. I'll say that. If I'm losing and my team is like, I'm never mean towards my teammates. It's one of those things that I've been there. I've been on the side where I'm doing well and my team is failing. I've also been on the side where I'm failing and my team is doing well and they're yelling at me. Like, I don't appreciate it, so I don't throw it back. However, I do trash talk the other team a lot. I'll say mean things. I'm not going to go into those mean things, but I say mean things.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of, after watching now, one of my friends got chat banned. One of my other friends got suspended for like a week. And now these two pro players who, you'd think that the pros are,
they know.
They're immune. Like, you think that they're immune to the rules. They're not. And so this is kind of you setting them as an example, like, hey, you think you're safe, but you're not. So I kind of learned my lesson. I'm not going to be trash talking often. I'm not going to say ever again.
Yeah, true.
As often.
True.
Because it's in my blood. Like, I'm competitive as a person.
So now another, I guess, esports. I guess this counts as esports because it's still competitive. Pokemon scene, which I know you're kind of into.
Yes,
or actually
yes
into.
And no. I mean, I'm into the Smogon set of rules. Those who are into competitive battling know that there's VGC and there's Smogon. VGC, I'll explain it real quick. VGC is like the official Pokemon rules where you're allowed to use double team and sand attack, and you're allowed to try to exploit RNG, random number generation.
Yeah.
Whereas Smogon has deemed those things too game breaking, and they kind of say there's an evasion clause where you can't raise your evasion. There's an accuracy clause where you can't lower their accuracy. So there is, in a way, I think that's more balanced.
So with the Pokemon U.S. National Championships, which are going to be streamed on Twitch, which is awesome, because I really want to see it. I want to see how they stream it and how they do it. But I mean, I like Pokemon. I haven't played it in years until like X and Y, because before that was like gold and silver. So
that's a while.
Yeah,
it's like 90. That's like 97,
yeah,
99,
exactly.
Something like that.
So for this to be a big thing, and with people in different age groups and stuff playing. Like that's amazing to me, but you wouldn't join, like you wouldn't be able to be a part of that.
I would never I love playing by Smogon rules. I have people on Twitter who challenge me to Smogon rules. I have people that I challenge to Smogon rules, like the pros and stuff. So I mean, if you ever want to challenge me, you can hit me up on Twitter.
That's the Twitter, man.
I want to say shameless plug. It's Steve B Agilism, AGILISM.
Yeah, we'll probably get the names out there. I gotta make a new Twitter because my Twitter is just like whatever. Yeah, Terrick.
No, if you ever want to challenge me to a Pokemon battle on Smogon rules, just tell me the tier you want to play. There's all kinds of tiers. I will play with you. No joke. But no, going back to this, the official tournaments are all done by VGC, which is rules I hate.
Oh,
because you can exploit things like you can use the evasion. You could use double team Gliss score with substitute and toxic and all kinds. It's stupid. I hate it. Minimize drift blim. I hate it. It's stupid. I'm done with it.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is. Cause I'm not into it really, and I don't know a lot of the terms, a lot of the Pokemon stuff. But I'm learning it. But I don't think I'm actually gonna take it seriously or just be pro about it. But hey, it's something that it's coming.
Yeah.
And it should be noted. And it should give it some attention. And I'm definitely gonna check that out for sure.
Yeah.
So that's the end of our first portion of our podcast. Our second part may be shortened a little bit, but we're gonna try our best.
We are running on time constraints.
Indeed. So we'll see you in the next part.